Hey fisherman, Aqua Duelist here, and if you follow my Instagram, I made a post that I took my updated variant of the Synchro variant of Aquactress here to my locals, since we got a nice buff out of Dawn of Majesty, and went third place. I went 3-1. My only loss was against Drytrons. I won the game one. Just went full combo, double toe with Herald, and games 2 and 3 I just bricked. Couldn't really do too much, which it happens. But this deck just performed so freaking well. Like holy crap, this thing was just destroying. It was insane. So I want to do a in-depth deck profile on this. Just explain my choices, kind of give some tips and such that even though you might not play the Synchro variant like I am, just tips that can overall help you play Aquactress in general. I do also have a couple of OCG like collector rares, a few ultis in here. I just wanted to point that out real quick because I know someone's going to probably say something in the comments. And we'll go ahead and jump into it, guys. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, harpoon that subscribe button. Really helps the channel out because a lot of people who view my videos aren't subscribers, so yeah, really would be awesome. So, starting off, play 3 copies of Aquactress Tetra here. Tetra is just the most important Aquactress in the deck. She gets you your aquarium cards, and it's a soft once per turn, so if you essentially have multiples, or you just kind of get her in the grave and revive her, you can use the effect again, so yeah. All Aquactresses are soft once per turn in their effects. So, second Aquactress I play, 3 copies of Aquactress Guppy. If you happen to open these two, it's nice because what Guppy here does is she special summons a Aquactress from your hand. So opening a Guppy and a Tetra, that's a instant Amaranthus Coral Anemone right there. And you essentially get to search for 2 aquarium cards. You can do that. She's just kind of like a nice extender, and she's a level 2 Aqua. So opening both 2 of these, you can make Toad. So yeah, people are just surprised when I make Toad with her because she's just she's a level 2 Aqua, and people don't realize that Toad requires Aquas specifically. So yeah, that's it for the Aquactresses. I don't play Arowana because Arowana isn't good. With her being a level 6, it's just you never want to see her unless you have Guppy. And I tried playing Arowana at 1 for quite a while, but as time went on, Arowana just got worse, and she's not good. So that's it for the Aquactresses. Now, I do play with Frogs. 3 copies of Swap. Swap, everyone should know what Frogs do at this point. I do just want to point out with Swap, specifically, because he does send a level 2 or lower Aqua monster from deck to grave. Not just Frogs, just any level 2 or lower Aqua. So this essentially gets you every monster in your deck out, except for the Barrier Statue. And you do have ways of reviving cards or reviving your monsters from the grave. So this can essentially just get you anything you want. So it's stupidly good in this deck. You have to max that out regardless. It is probably, I would say, one of the most, probably if not the most powerful card, definitely one of the more, one of the most powerful ones, if not the most. So 3 copies of Dupe. Doing double Totally Awesome isn't hard, so you just summon these off of Totally Awesomes, and now your opponent can't attack. It's a cool, the lock isn't super hard to do with this build, so yeah. And then, if he gets destroyed, you get to add a Frog, but it can miss timing, so yeah. Next up, 2 Ronin Tonin. Just 3 Swap, 3 Dupe, 2 Ronin Tonins, standard. One of the things I do like with this, with Ronin Tonin, is there's times where I use it for link summoning and such. So, if you have, the Great, Marince's Great think it's like Great Bubble Reef, if I remember correctly, Link 4. This can definitely help rack up her attack. So yeah. So that's it for the frogs. That's all you play. Just standard frog lineup here. Next up for other water monsters. So this is a Synchro variant, so we play a tuner. We play 3 Greater Slime Juniors. Now, Greater Slime Junior is absolutely kind of insane. With him, if you normal summon him, you get to special summon a Gradle from your graveyard, and then you can special summon a monster in your hand that's the same level as the one you special summoned. So he's level 2, and that right there gets you, or lets you special summon half of your monsters from your hand, because you mostly play level 2s with this deck. So this with swap is a free, not free, I'm sorry, this and swap is a 2-card combo for 2 toads. It's stupidly good, so, and then he's got an effect where if he's destroyed by, destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can special summon 1 Gradle monster from your deck. It's not really going to be coming up a whole lot, but it is there. It's something I kind of forgot about. But yeah, and then with his effect, if you normal summon him, you're locked into water monsters. Just want to throw it out there before I forget. But definitely really good, like, kind of like power monster in a sense. Just him with swaps, stupid. Then we're playing 3 copies of Bear Statue of Torrent, just because, like, you summon this on, like, just about any deck. They can't special summon. So yeah, it's like really annoying. And then with that, to help with kind of like, the whole stun aspect, I do play 1 copy of Tetsuo Erat Newman. So with this guy, 0 attack, 1800 defense. Neither player can special summon anything with 1800 attack or more. So, like, if you have this on the field, like, you can still summon, like, all your main deck monsters, which is pretty crazy. It's kind of nice. But yeah, like you kind of gotta be careful with him, just because you're locked out of, like, I think almost all of your extra deck. So yeah, but you do have your Aquactresses, which, with the aquarium cards can beat over, like, up to 3k, and so that's not too bad. And he is level 1, so you can 1-for-1 him, and then you can get him. He's also an Aqua, so you can get him in the grave with Toad, and then, use, like, Service to bring him back, or Marentis Coral Anemone. So it's just kind of like, if you really need to get into, like, I guess you could say, like, kind of like a pseudo Bear Statue in a sense, or if you just needs to slow your opponent down, essentially. He's basically like a pseudo Bear Statue here, and you're able to get to this much faster than your Bear Statue. So yeah, really good card. It's just a nice one of. Only play 1 copy. That's all you need, because you don't really want to draw it in a sense, unless, like, you got swap, because then you can just discard it. You more or less just kind of want to send it on swap when you need to, in a sense. So yeah. So that's it for the monsters. Now going on to the spells. So this card put in a lot of work. This is Aquarium Stage. So with Stage, water monsters you control can't be destroyed by battle with non-water monsters. Aquactress unaffected by opponent's monsters effects. So that's pretty crazy. And then all the Aquarium cards, when they are sent from field to grave, you get to summon an Aqua monster from your graveyard. And it just says an Aqua monster. It doesn't matter as long as that monster is an Aqua. That's the only thing on it. So you can actually summon Toad from the grave if your opponent pops these, or if you like use Twister or something, or not Twister. I can't think of the card. There's a spell that, like, you pop one of yours and then you can just destroy a card on the field. So yeah, can't remember the card name, but you get the idea. You can use your own effects to pop it and send and trigger. So yeah. Now for the next one, I played 2 copies of Aquarium Set. I cut Set down from 3 to 2. Um, like it's okay. It gives all your monsters 300 attack, or all your water monsters a 300 attack boost. Aquactress specifically get a 600 attack boost. That boost actually does has mattered in a lot of circumstances when I'm trying to like protect myself with like a dupe frog that I summon off of a toad. So yeah, that's kind of like interesting. It does help, but I did need to cut a couple cards for some new stuff, and this was one of the ones that I just felt like I could cut 1 copy of. Um, Next up, I play 1 copy of Aquarium Lighting. Now with Lighting, it makes it to where all your Aquattresses, whatever their current attack is, doubles during damage calc. So if you have this with the 2 Aquarium set, sets behind under this here, like if you have these 3 on the fields, your little Tetra right here actually becomes a 3K beat stick when it battles the monster. So yeah, like it definitely like it came up this weekend. So yeah, it's not bad. I just cut it down to 1 because it was just like I needed to empty up a free. I needed to clear up a few slots for some new stuff, and this is one of the cards I felt like I could cut down by 1. So that's it for the Aquarium cards. Now on to the water support cards. Play 3 copies of Surface. So Surface is basically like a monster born for all your main deck monsters except for Bear Statue Torrent. Anything level 3 like Aqua, Sea Serpent, you get special summon in defense mode, specifically defense mode. So yeah, that's pretty freaking nice. Then 2 copies of Salvage. I cut Salvage down 2 with this. You get to add 2 water monsters, 15 attack or less from deck to hand, or sorry, from grave to hand. I cut this down to 2 over Surface here, just because like I needed to free up one. I needed to free up 1 more slot, and I felt like between these 2 cards, I've had more times where I couldn't do anything with Salvage than I could do with Surface. So I cut Salvage down to 2. It's not bad at all. Like I think 2 is actually really good. Now on to a new card I'm playing. 3 copies of Ready Fusion. I like to call it Flavor Fusion, because it's an instant ramen flavor packet. So yeah, with this you pay 1,000 life points. You special summon a level 6 or lower non-effect fusion from your extra deck. So with this, we essentially have 3 more copies of Sea Monster Theseus. So we're now playing essentially instead of 6 tuners, instead of 4 tuners, 7 tuners. So it's really freaking good. This card I saw it like almost every game. It put in a lot of work. And if you have this with Swap and Great Old Slime Jr., you not only get to do Double Toad, but you can also drop a Herald, which is really nice. So yeah. Next for the one-off power cards, play 1 copy of Instant Fusion, 1 copy of Monster Reborn, 1 copy of Foolish Burial, 1 copy of 1 for 1. Last card plays 1 day apiece. Thought about cutting it for Baby Mud Dragon. But the thing is with this, I decided to keep it because like it's basically like an upstart goblin, and in those scenarios where you're trying to get that aquarium kind of presence off of the Aquactresses, this essentially gives you kind of like a free turn to do build up your presence in a sense, because neither player can take damage. So yeah, you don't have to worry about just summoning a Tetra and you can summon the Tetra and not have to worry about not being able to beat over everything and take damage. So yeah, actually had a game where it mattered. So yeah, like that was pretty cool. Now that's it for the main deck. Now going on to the extra deck. Play one copy of Link Karibo here. It's just like a card to help me get a Tetra in the grave if needed. Like if I had like a Tetra and a Surface, or Tetra and Surface. I could go into Tetra, use the effect, link it away, bring Tetra back. It's like it has like its few few applications or uses there. So yeah. Next up, one copy of Needle Fiber here. I mean, I'm playing a Synchro deck. You play Needle Fiber. Like it's crazy because I mostly use it to help out with Toad plays. So that's like a really cool thing you can do. It's Needle Fiber. I gotta kill myself. That's just I'm degenerate. So one copy of Marince's Coral Enemy. Cut this down from 2 to 1. I know I said you play 2 of it for the longest time, but considering all the other things in this variant I do, I think 1 is honestly just fine. I think there was only one game where I wish I kind of had the second one, but I still won. So yeah, 8 games. Like I said, 1 game out of 8 where I said I wish I had the second one. So yeah, just 1's fine, honestly, for this build. Now I'm playing 1 copy of Marince's Great Bubble Reef. Now, pretty sure that's the full name. So this card, oh my gosh. So this card's definitely a lot better than you think. With this, during the standby phase, so you and your opponent's standby phase, you can do this during both. You banish a water monster in your graveyard and you draw a card. And then every time a card is banished, she gains 600 until the end of the turn. So she's 26, your opponent's standby, you use the effect banish a water monster, you draw a card, she becomes 34. And then with the sets in the back, she becomes bigger. So she becomes an issue. I literally had one game where she ended up beating over a Dragoon, which was really freaking awesome. I had another game where I was playing against Cosmos. Just had to beat over their big monsters. So yeah, like she's just stupidly good. Like honestly, she's a lot better than I initially thought she was going into the tournament. And just the free draws was really nice, just because you don't need all 3 copies of your water monsters in the grave. If you have 2 copies, you can banish 1, it's fine. So yeah, she's just free draws and big beat stick, really freaking good. That's it for the links. Xyz, Triple Toad. I mean, you gotta play it. We're playing frogs. If you're not playing frogs and Aquactresses, you're playing the deck wrong. I'm just gonna say that. You cannot play Aquactresses without frogs. That's just no, don't do it. You're gonna have a bad time. I mean, Toad here, he's just a free negate, or not free. He's a solid negate. He doesn't target, and you can steal the card that you negate. So you can essentially use this to negate some of your opponent's more important cards and just take it. So this way, that resource is just gone for until you decide to use it. I've stolen some really stupid things with this, with that effect. So yeah, that's it for Xyz. Now for fusions, I play 1 copy Sea Monster Theseus. You just kind of you gotta play it. The next fusion I play, Time Wizard Tomorrow. Got that really nice OCG Starlight. So this was just I have 1 slot left, and I really wanted to just play this for the heck of it. So with this, I use it for instant fusion, because I was like, if I use flavor fusion, make this, and if I get the instant fusion, I can use this or go into this. What this card does is you flip a coin, you call it, and all monsters, like regardless, all monsters on the field get destroyed. And then if you call a coin toss right, I'm sorry, if you call a coin toss right, your opponent takes damage equal to half the combined attack of all the monsters destroyed by this effect. If you call it wrong, you take the damage. And yes, I did win a game off of this at my locals this last Sunday. I ended up just attacking and couldn't go for, didn't have enough damage output for the game. And I had the instant fusion in hand, decided to drop this, risk it for the biscuit, and called heads on the coin toss, called it right, won the game, and it was a true Joey moment right there. I love this card. I'm not gonna say it's the best thing ever. It's just one of those things I personally wanted to include, as just kind of like, well, you know what, screw it. If I'm in a losing position, why the frick not? Now, if you don't want to play this, you could play a second copy of Sea Monster Theseus here, which is really good because, it's a tuner, it's a water monster. You can use this to go into Needle Fiber or Marinthus Coral Anemone. So that's an option. You also have, Roaring Sea Snake as an option. That's a level 6 non-effect Aqua monster. I think it's like MK Bugroth 3, something weird. It's like one of the Bugroths. There's a level 5 fusion. It's a little pricey because it was a McDonald's promo. That's also an Aqua. You have Rare Fish, which, that's a fish monster. Or, you could play any other, if you want to throw in another Synchro or XD or whatever, you can. This is just a free slot. And this is why I decided to include. And, I've done pretty well with it. I've gotten, out of the 5 times I've used it, it's gotten me 4 game wins. So, yeah. But, yeah, it's just a free slot. So, now for the Synchros, we play one copy of Formula Synchro on here. It's a target for the second effect of Needle Fiber where you banish it. With this, you draw a card and just immediately get to Synchro Summon again. So you get to Synchro Summon on your opponent's turn with it. So it's pretty good. And of course, in tandem with this, I play the one copy of Herald's the Arclight because it's good. It's negate. It's kind of like a kind of like a pseudo macrocosmos. So yeah. Another target I play for Needle Fiber, Desert Locust. You basically get to discard a card out of your opponent's hand when it's summoned, and then, or on your opponent's turn, and then you get to essentially, if your opponent does something, you get to just quick effect chain Synchro. So yeah. Another Needle Fiber target here is Coral Dragon. I really love this OCG ulti here. It's just so beautiful. I don't know if the camera could pick that up really, but looks beautiful in person. Just want to say that. With this, it's Synchro Summoned. I think it's like if it's Synchro Summoned or if it leaves the field, I can't remember. You draw a card essentially, but yeah. It's just like, even though I can't Synchro Summon my opponent's turn with it, I do have the Aquarium cards. Essentially, if I just, I could go into it if I want to, because, it is a tuner as well, so, it's just kind of there as an option, honestly, kind of like a free draw. Next card I play, White Aura Whale. This card is absolutely insane. If I was going to make this, honestly, I would go into this first, and then make this just to get the free draw. So that's kind of like, I guess you could say, why I play this. It's like a middle ground card to go into this. So this is absolutely nutters. This is like one of the most insane boss monster water, synchro water monsters to ever play. So when it's synchro summoned, you get to just Raigeki your opponent's field. This thing can attack twice during each battle phase. It does piercing, and if it gets destroyed, and go, or if it gets sent to the grave, you can banish a water monster in your graveyard and bring it back. You don't get the Regeki effect because it wasn't synchro summoned at that time. But you still get to attack twice and do piercing. It's stupid. And I mean, it's 2,800. It's a solid monster. So, last card I play is the Emancipator Rise Risen Dragite here. Honestly, it looks artwork's amazing. It's a negate, which is really nice. And the reason why I play this specifically is because if I make Desert Locust, I can't go into this guy because he requires a water tuner. So if I make Desert Locust, I specifically will go into this. I mean, it's not bad. It's just kind of like another option essentially. Because I'm not gonna go for Coral Dragon off of No Fiber's effect. It's like I said, it's there for middle ground for White Aura Whale. So this, I guess you could say, is kind of like a free slot in a sense. I just thought it was like just one of the better synchros to go into. So with it just being a negate, it's not bad at all. So yeah, and it's once per turn. So yeah, it's pretty freaking nice. So guys, that is it for this deck profile. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Like, I absolutely love this deck. Going back to my roots here, being a true Aqua Duelist, and I love it. It's still my favorite deck to this day. Just theater mixed in with fish like Aquatic Sea Life. Just it's two of my favorite things. So, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know it's really long. I hope y'all learned something going away from this, and go ahead and harpoon that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Don't forget to harpoon the like button too. Comment any comments y'all have, and link in the description down below to my Instagram if you want to follow me on there for cool stuff. And I will see y'all in the next video.